Hi, everybody, and I am Lisa Torgerson. I am the manager of our leisure travel department here at Travelex International, and I want to thank you for joining us tonight to experience Paws Up. I think you'll be very, very entertained. And one thing before I turn it over to John from Paws Up is at the bottom, there's either a Q&A box or a chat box. As we go along, thank you, John. As we go along, if you want to type any questions that you may have, we'll save them until the end, but this way we can kind of get them answered and then let you guys get off to your dinner. So anyway, I'm going to introduce John from Paws Up, and he's going to take us on an experience of what it's like to actually go visit Paws Up. So John, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Hello, Lisa, and thank you for the introduction. And hello, everybody. Thanks for your time tonight and joining us. I'm over here working remote in California. Our resort is based in Missoula, and I'm going to take you to Montana here. So just give me a second while I pull up my screen, and we'll get you over to property in no time. Share screen, and bam. Okay, so the resort at Paws Up is a collection of 3 different types of accommodations, ranging from luxury homes, glamping tents, and our new resort called the Greeno. So the resort is positioned about a 45-minute car ride away from the Missoula airport. So depending on where you're coming from, you know, it's a really easy way. It's a really easy destination to get to. We'll pick you up from the resort, and once we pick you up, you'll be greeted by our transportation team and takes you straight on out to the property through a really beautiful drive up the Blackfoot River. No matter what time of the year it is, it's so majestic and gorgeous. Once you get to the property, you're greeted by 37,000 acres of pristine Montana wilderness. It's a number so high that I can't count. Just to give you an example, it's the size of 2 Manhattans. So we're pretty big. With that being said, you know, how to get there and different sort of connecting flights or direct flights that we have, as you see in the diagram there, I think Lisa would be a really good guide to help you figure out the best route for you, whether it be commercial or private. But if you are thinking of flying private, we do have 2 private air hangars located in the same area as the Missoula Commercial Airport. So the same travel time. This is a beautiful shot from Lookout Rock, looking over the Blackfoot River, going into our pasture. So just to give you a little background, if you ever heard of Lewis and Clark and Sacagawea, they actually passed through our land and noted several different geographical landmarks while going through our property here. So it has some significant history. We have over 10 miles of the Blackfoot River that run through it. Maybe you have seen the river runs through it, or maybe you are an avid fly fisher and you've heard of the Blackfoot River. This is a really great place to come out and put it to the test, especially in August or in fall. We are built for being a year-round resort. We're open 365 days a year. We're not a seasonal resort. However, our glamping is. I'll go into that a little later. But we have a herd of 200 Black Angus cattle on the property, which is pretty big. And you'll see them moseying around, grazing, and we do have a herd of 50 bison also on property. And they, during the summer months and in the fall, are really close up front to the nearest pasture, to the guest houses. So you'll be able to see them. And fun fact is that we're actually having 50 new baby bison born going into the spring. So that's awesome. We do have so much property. We have so much land. When you get there, honestly, your jaw just kind of drops. You're just like, wow, there's more cows than people. And it's pretty cool, you know, coming from a place of being stuck in our homes for the last year and then getting out into the wilderness and being able to see how gorgeous it is, no matter what time of the year it is. It's a terrific place to be. You get to meet some of the resident cattle, you know, as you pass around the land. And once you get to your home, you know, you're going to check in over here. This is the village. This is also where our food and beverage outlets are. So indoor dining, the yard, live music, all those sort of great events that you might have seen on our website, which I'll tell you about a little later. They're all located right here in the yard. But for now, what we're doing is we're doing a check-in with an iPad on your front porch. Our guest services, our concierge, and they will meet you at your front porch after the transportation team picks you up from the airport. We'll show up with an iPad. We'll show up with a few things for you to sign. With that, if you're staying in a home, you'll receive a Lexus SUV, which is included in the rate. The Lexus SUV will help you get around the property because it's such a spaced out property, you're going to need a car. And it makes it really easy to get around. And it's a fun sort of reprieve to be able to drive something else, you know, besides your own car too. That's nice. But the latest model of Lexus, which is great. You go through the iPad, we check you in, and then from there you start your stay. And then now, since you checked in, your Paws Up application, we have a smartphone app. It will start working. You'll be able to use the smartphone app to get picked up for your activities, to hire a car, if you will, to order room service, communicate with guest services at the front desk. All those great things that you might need with a basic landline is all done digitally through a smartphone. But we also have the option of a landline as well. So our starting homes, we have meadow homes, big timber homes, and wilderness estates. To give you an example of the scale of that and the full breadth of what we have to offer, they range anywhere from a 1-bedroom with a loft, as you can see in this photo. You have a queen size bed on the ground floor, 2 full-size beds up top. These are the big timber 1-bedrooms, and they come with a little kitchenette, and some of them do have a wood-burning fireplace. And then, you know, they range all the way up to a 3-bedroom big timber home is what they range up to. The step up from there is going to be the wilderness estates. So a lot of the larger families prefer these. And the reason why is because you have 2 master suites, and then you have 1 room upstairs with 2 queen size beds, which is really great. So each master suite is really well sized. I mean, you have great views all around, and these homes are 3,200 square feet. So, I mean, they're bigger than my home. I don't know about yours, but it's nice to be able to stay in something that's bigger than your own. But yeah, these homes are terrific. You have great views, and the spacing and the lot size is about 4 acres. So you have about almost 4 acres of your own sort of private space that's dedicated towards your home. So you really feel like you're on your own little ranch house out there, as you can see in this photo through the window. But really terrific size. You have a nice front porch out there, a nice back porch. It comes with a full kitchen, a washer, dryer, and a 6-person hot tub. Each one of our accommodations, by the way, has that washer, dryer, hot tub. So great views. To give you sort of like an understanding real quick, I'm just going to go a little rundown of the map so you can understand it. So what I talked about is everything right over here in these little orange squares. And then where you check in usually is going to be right over here. But for now, we're doing in-home check-ins. And the village is right over here. So that's where food and beverage is going to be with our 3 restaurants. I'll get into that a little bit later. Right now, I just wanted you to see where you're going to be staying or where you have the options to stay. And then we're going to go into what you do, what you're going to eat, and a few other fantastic things about the property. So next slide. Glamping. So glamping is open seasonally, going from late May until early October, weather permitting. With that, glamping is a terrific way to be able to experience Montana in its truest form with modern luxury accommodations and amenities. We have 6 different camps. Each one of these camps has 6 tents inside of it. So a total of 36 tents, excuse me. Each one of these camps is positioned along the Blackfoot River. And if you look at it from a property map, they're going to be about a 6-minute drive away from the village, really quick. Each one of the camps has their own private dining pavilion dedicated towards the guests, dedicated to the guests who are staying there at the camp. They have great views. I mean, imagine waking up in the morning from your tent, you walk down, you have your cup of coffee. Obviously, this is an afternoon shot. I know that there's some cocktail glasses down there. I know that, but pretend. So you come down, you have your cup of coffee, order breakfast, you watch a red-tailed hawk go fishing in the Blackfoot River. It's just simply gorgeous. You know, you order your breakfast, you get going on your day. A shuttle will take you to the Wilderness Outpost. The Wilderness Outpost, if you remember on the map that I just showed you, that's going to be where all your activities are going out of. So the life of a glamper is a little bit different than the daily life of somebody staying in a home. But it's like a true American safari. when you're out here. You have so much wildlife, so many birds, and occasionally you might be able to hear a few coyotes, which is great. But and in the evening, s'mores, you have to have s'mores. And during the summertime, we have fantastic events for specifically glampers. One of them would be campfire chefs, where we do a live fire grilling and cooking right over the fire there in your camp, with some really well-known chefs. Some of them James Beard award-winning chefs. Some of them are the best pit bosses of the US, and have their own barbecue joints usually. Or we'll do campfire stars, where we'll bring out some A-list musicians that you probably have heard of, and they'll be playing for you in your camp, and they go along to the next camp. It's really fantastic. Okay, so here's what we're waiting for. What does it look like inside the tent? So inside the tent, you're gonna have climate control. You have full Wi-Fi. Every one of the tents has Wi-Fi. We put up our own cell towers so that you have 4G reception everywhere you go on property. And inside the bathroom there, you have heated slate floors. But it's nice, it's like staying inside of your own hotel, your own modern luxury hotel, with instant access to the outdoors, trails. If you wanted to walk down to the river to do fly fishing, it's right there. Our glamping tents range anywhere from a 1-bedroom, like what you just saw here. That's our honeymoon tent suite. We have 3 of these, all the way to our newest camp, which is the North Bank camp. You could fit up to a family of 6 or a group of 6. It has 2 bathrooms and 3 bedrooms. It's actually the largest tent in North America, surprisingly. So yeah, a nice way to get the family together, be able to enjoy the outdoors, and still have that instant reprieve of modern amenities. You need to hop in the shower. So with that, shout out the great bathrooms, natural light. These are dedicated towards each tent, so it's not like you have a shared bathroom with other tents. And just to give you sort of like a more broader overview of what we just went over, all the camps are located right here along the Blackfoot River. So you can see there on the map where that red dot's going. The wilderness outpost, like I mentioned about going out for activities, it'll be down over here in the village. And how you get around as a glamper is you're going to be hiring a shuttle, not hiring a shuttle, but you're going to be summoning a shuttle through the app. So they'll pick you up and take you wherever you need to go. So now comes the fun part. What are you doing when you get there? So almost immediately after Lisa and Kim book your reservation, what's going to happen is that our concierge team will reach out to you directly. They're going to send you an email, ask you to fill out a form, and the concierge team will work with you hand in hand to be able to iron out your perfect stay in Montana. We have so many different options and different activities. We're not a one size fits all, but we do have many different things. And I think the beauty about our resort is we come up with a completely customized itinerary for each one of our guests. Say, for instance, if you have a family of 8 staying inside of your home and only 2 people want to go horseback riding, but the other 6 people want to go do fly fishing, that's totally cool. We can split it up. So being able to customize things, get dining experiences dialed in, make sure that you have something to take away from your trip of a lifetime, it's really the way to go. Move that red dot out of the way. We have a terrific equestrian team. During the summer months, we have a herd of 50 horses on property. And then, and going into fall, winter, and spring, we reduce it down to about a herd of 20. That's still a significant amount of horses. We've all seen that movie City Slickers with Billy Crystal, right? So yeah, City Slickers, cattle drives. We do 2 of these a day. You get to interact with the ranch in a very authentic way. We simply have to move the cattle in order to move them onto greener pastures. So you could be a part of that. Our equestrian team's absolutely amazing though. This is a shot of our director, Jackie. She is demonstrating that relationship between horses and humans. This is a wild Mustang that we adopted from the Bureau of Land Management about 2 years ago, and simply just showcasing how to keep the spirit of a wild animal still there, but building that relationship so that we're able to work together. We do have a spa. It's called Spa Town. It's simply beautiful and gorgeous. We have 6 tents located down by the village. So the treatment rooms are looking out into the meadow there, into the valley. And occasionally, just on the other side of the fence in that photo, you'll have our horses going out there to go graze. We do have Pilates, yoga, and a full gym. Our activities range, depending on the time of the year, but we have so many, about 40 per season. So getting things dialed in anywhere from relaxing and chilling in a hot air balloon to see the landscape, to hopping on an ATV, or if you want to do something a little bit more thrill seeking, you know, and get out of your comfort zone and learn something new. You can rappel down a mountain or get the kids out to go-kart dirt riding. We're super kid friendly. We have so many things to offer for families. Or our newest addition would be the lake house. So the lake house over at Salmon Lake, what this is you can rent it out by the hour or rent it out by the day, dedicated towards you and your family or your group that you're traveling with. And with that, we send out our butlers. They'll be able to prepare mixed drinks for you, be able to cook for you, and give you full access to the island. So jet skis, tubing, wakeboarding, all those fun things to do on the lake, we got it. You can just do it all day long. It's actually really entertaining. It's fun. Going into the winter, we go all out for the holidays. So everything's decorated. The snow is amazing. It's so pristine. I was just there last month in February, and we had 2 feet of snow, and it was absolutely gorgeous. It was cold, but it was gorgeous. Sled dogging or dog sledding is something I'd highly recommend if you come out during the winter months. Those animals are so amazing. We just got some new snowmobiles, so if you want to go a little bit slower on a trail ride, or if you want to go fast in the snow, or if you want to go get lost, that's all you. Whatever you want to do during the winter. Cross country skiing is included in the rate, which is nice. So you could go rent some skis down at the Wilderness Outpost and head out on your own trail, or with a group of your friends. And whatever this is actually called skidjourning. Skidjourning is a sport or activity that was created by drunk cowboys, where you're on skis being pulled by a horse. Okay, it's Scandinavian. So, but it's really fun. And some people take it to a whole new level by adding like snow jumps and whatnot. But we don't do that. It's just a really fun activity that we have on property. We have so many events. Winterfest is in February as well. So that is Chef Brooke Williamson. You might recognize her from the Food Network on America's Top Chef. So she comes out every year and she does face-to-face demonstrations and cooking classes, and it is unreal. It's probably the best food I'll ever have in my life. But so many different things to do during the winter, and it's really great to bring the kids out, do tubing, and yeah, winter is fun. We do have a full Thanksgiving. We have a full Christmas. We're accepting reservations for those right now as well. And then going into New Year's, we go all out with a huge bonfire and some fireworks. So here's what you're going to eat when you come to the property. We have so many different options, and coming into the summer of this year, we actually are opening up 2 new outdoor restaurants, focusing more on barbecue and live fire cooking, which is great. So this is Sunny. If you know the French Laundry restaurant over in Napa Valley, then you might know Chef Sunny. He was there for a little while. He's now with us, and it's an amazing addition to the team. He's so talented. But the sort of food that we serve up is typical, is authentic Montana flair, and the way that we present it is very elevated and much more refined than as you would find it in the Old West. But being able to source things locally, making sure things are fresh, reducing our carbon footprint with transportation. We're really good neighbors with the fellow ranches and all the other farms in the neighborhood. So we have everything sourced very fresh and straight to our resort, which is great. Indoor dining, we have pump, trough, and tank. So let's do that again. So pomp is going to be more for your fine dining experience. This is going to be dinner. Trough, is more of like a grab and go. Options that are available there. We do also have breakfast and lunch here. And tank is going to be more your bar. So cozying up next to the fire as the snow comes down, it's awesome. We have one of the largest whiskey selections in Montana. And if you're worried that we don't have your special liquor or your special whiskey in stock, ask Lisa or Kim to go ahead and order it for you ahead of time so that we can have your special whiskey when you get to property. So that's always nice. But during the summer months, in the fall, spring, year round, we have great events year round. So it's amazing times all the time. Chuck wagon is a seasonal thing. We have a horse-drawn wagon that comes out, and the kids can hop on it as well. We do live fire cooking. We have huckleberry rhubarb to serve for dessert, or for breakfast options, the huckleberry pancakes, which are absolutely a must. You have to try those, which is amazing. And going into the seasons, we have so many different events year round, ranging from the Fish and Feast, Cowgirl Roundup, Montana Master Chefs, and this year, so these are actually from last year, but this year Montana Master Chefs is going to be really fantastic. We're actually featuring the Pacific Northwest, so we're going to have chefs come out from the Pacific Northwest and do some hands-on demonstrations, and yeah, it's an all-out cooking competition. There's some shots of the fall, Thanksgiving. This last year for COVID, we did everything plated indoors. So we dropped off all the Thanksgiving dinners to everybody's door, and everyone had a terrific time, and we were able to execute that really well. But the flexibility that we have with our culinary team is amazing. Just because we're out in the middle of the woods doesn't mean we can't get special food for you. So if you have a special food allergy, or if by any instance, you might be kosher or enjoy halal food, or a vegetarian, pescatarian, we can write out a full-on custom menu for you, no problemo. Christmas is like something out of a storybook, just a little shot of that. Santa comes out on a horse-drawn sled the night before Christmas, on Christmas Eve, drops off gifts for the kids, and it is just, they go crazy, they lose it. We have families that come out every year to have our Christmas experience, which is nice. So just to give you a little example of everything we talked about, once again, homes are the little orange squares there, wilderness outposts, where all your activities are grown out of. And then all of our culinary experiences are going to be taking place over here in the village at the Cook Shack. So that's a good question, Gregory. I'll get to that a little later. Going into our new resort that we have. So the Greeno is somewhat of like a step back from the resort at Paws Up. It's an addition to our collection. It's on property, as you can see in this slide right here. If you look down here into the bottom left of your screen, you'll see that the Greeno's over there. This is for ages 21 and up. We have a 2-person occupancy per home, and we open up in June. So definitely reach out to Lisa, reach out to Kim, get your reservation in. We are starting to fill up a little bit. But with this new resort, we have 12 homes that are very design forward. We actually consider it glamping. And if you look behind me, I'm actually sitting inside of one of our Greeno homes. This is actually the lighthouse. This is the interior of the lighthouse. So you can stay here if you'd like. And it's open year round. They're going to be surrounded by, the social house will be surrounded by all the homes. The social house will be the Greeno's exclusive restaurant and bar, serving up live fire cooking and very amazing food. Chef Brandon Cunningham, we have no doubt that he will be a James Beard Award winner by the end of this year, or at least nominated. So going into the design of the homes, I'm in the lighthouse. This is the lighthouse that you're looking at right here. Each one of the homes is designed for 2 people, 2 adults. You have a hot tub, 2 fireplaces, and a full bathroom in each one of the homes with an eco kitchen. So we had a lot of conservation in mind when designing the Greeno, making sure that we reduce the number of trees that we cut down, making sure that we reduce the number of products that we imported, and transportation-wise, so everything was sourced very locally. But that's a lighthouse. This is the roundhouse and the tree house, which we have quite a few of these actually. We have 4 out of the 12, which are tree houses. And this is probably one of my favorites, simply because of the layout and the view that you have. If you can imagine coming out here on maybe a fall night or even a winter night, you look up at the sky, and it's just 0 light pollution. You have great views of the Milky Way right from your window, and you're out in the middle of the forest with all this. So being able to facilitate a really specific experience, that's what we're going for here. And everybody is within walking distance to the social house. We'll have our dedicated staff, there for the 12 homes. So the sort of level of experience, or the sort of experience that you'll receive at Greeno is different than you'll be receiving with the resort at Paws Up. It's just a different angle of service. The food is going to be absolutely out of this world. So being able to offer massages in room, and then being able to focus a little bit more on intimacy, couple retreats, friends coming out, honeymoons, or if you just need a break from the home. I know I do. I got 2 little ones, and I'd love to take my wife out here just to change the scenery to be nice. But yeah, we have so many different options for our resort at Paws Up, and we're open year round. And now I will stop my presentation and stop blabbering, and I will let y'all take it from here. Lisa, thank you so much for your time, everybody.
Yeah, so I think you saw the question that was posed by Gregory about the wine list.
I saw that. Yes.
So maybe you could speak about that a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. So Gregory, the wine list is I could actually send it over to Lisa to forward to you to be more specific, but it's a really well made out wine list. We have some reserve like in the cellar that we have as well, but we do also have a lot of our friends' wines out there, like from Cake Bread Wineries and quite a few others. So it's pretty well rounded.
Perfect. And he says, please send the list. So go ahead and send that to me and I'll make sure that he gets it.
Taking a note.
And just as a reminder, if you do have a question about anything that John has covered, please type it either in the chat box or in the Q&A box. We do have another question, John. Which accommodation would you recommend for a family of 4 with 2 teenagers?
Is that so a total family of 4?
Yeah, with two adults, 2 teenagers.
I would recommend going for the Big Timber 2-bedroom. You have a king size bed on the ground floor. And then for the teenagers, they have a loft upstairs, which is 2 full-size beds. I'd recommend that. Or if you want to do the 3-bedroom Big Timber home, then you can have 2 bathrooms with that.
Okay.
Yeah. Or the tents are really great too.
And then another question, how far in advance do you need to book for Christmas?
I just did a reservation today. So they're coming in, people are planning ahead. And for Christmas, we do fill up like very quickly, especially going into like September. So if you're teetering on it, why don't you make it a deadline by September?
Perfect. I'm not seeing any more questions, but we'll give them a couple more minutes here.
Sure. I do have a special announcement though, if I may so, Lisa.
Yes, please do.
Okay, terrific. So Lisa and I have a terrific partnership. We've been working together for a little bit now, and we really value Lisa as being able to send us just a terrific form of communication. We have a great partnership going, and because of that, all Lisa's clients that come through her are going to be with children. Are going to be receiving a half day at Kids Camp for each child for one time. I could get to the written details a little bit later, but we're throwing it in $125 value of Kids Camp for each child that comes out between the ages of 3 to 12. So, and that's booking through fall, winter, and spring.
Perfect. That's wonderful. Well, we value your partnership, and really not just me, but any of my team as well. We will offer it to theirs as well who work here. So one comment, your resort looks incredible, which it does, especially in light of what we've just gone through. I think anything besides our own home looks incredible, but especially the resort at Paws Up.
I dream about it. This is where I pretend to be.
You don't live at the resort, John?
I wish. Yeah. This is actually my home. I'll give you a tour.
Perfect. Well, I don't see any more questions as of now, so we'll just be mindful. Oh, wait, we do have one. So we just got to give them time to type, I guess.
Sure.
Let's see here. It says, maybe we already answered, but if you have a house with a kitchen, where do you purchase food? Is there a grocery nearby?
That's a great question. Yes. So, we're about a 45-minute drive away from the nearest town of Missoula. Before you arrive, having that correspondence with concierge or with Lisa in general, if you have certain groceries that you want to have stocked inside your kitchen, then let us know ahead of time and we'll stock your kitchen for you. But if you wanted to make a trip into town, that's totally cool too, you know.
Perfect. And then it says, what is the airport gateway to the property?
You'd be
Like what
using
airport would they fly into?
Missoula Airport, MSO.
Okay. And then it said, I was late to your beginning. I think I heard virtual. Is there one? I'm not sure what that question is. Maybe somebody could, Catherine, maybe you could clarify that. And then the next one, fall weather. When typically does the first snow occur?
Over the last 3 years, that actually has varied. I would bank on snow coming, like a full snow with, I would bank on a full snow probably by late December. So late December, early January, we're usually having a full snow by then, a full 2 feet.
Perfect. And Catherine is asking if there's a virtual version, I guess, of your property.
A virtual version. I don't know how to answer that, Catherine. I haven't been asked that. Are you speaking in regards to being able to do like a virtual tour, like online? I mean, if so, we do have a few different things that I could send over to you. We have a few different videos, and we also have a few different links that I could send over to you to make you feel like you have a walking or thorough understanding of our resort. But as far as being able to capture it into like a virtual resort, I don't think we have that.
Perfect. And then one of the comments or questions is, we're recording this. Yes, we are recording this. We always put any webinar we do on our website, we have a webinars page, so we'll be on there. But as a thank you for you joining us, yes, we can send you a copy of the recording to everybody that's attending tonight. So we'll make sure, Kim and I will make sure that we do that for everyone. And actually another person asked about that. So we'll send a copy of it. So in case you can't remember something, you can go back and watch it at any time, but it'll always be on our website as well, in case you want to share it with family and friends. So that's all I see for now. But if you do happen to have questions, like later on tonight, you're sitting having a glass of wine and you're thinking about what you saw, and you do think of a question, I'm here usually available every day through via email or the phone. Feel free to reach out to me with your questions. And if I don't know how to answer them, I do know how to get a hold of John. So
I do have something to add.
yes.
So I do know, because we are in a global pandemic, that COVID-19 is something that people have been worried about. And why is Paws Up a good destination for this is because of all the space that we have. To be completely honest, like, you can go throughout your entire stay without coming in contact with anybody, and everything's been sanitized after each use, each car, and there's plenty of space for everybody. So it makes for a really, really comfortable place to be, especially after being in such tight quarters for the last year. So I just wanted to make that clear for anybody who had any of that in the back of their mind.
Yeah, no, I think that's important. And here's the really important part, you're open. So your borders aren't closed to us, which is great.
That's right. In fact, we've been open the entire time. We're an essential business, so we're a cattle ranch, so we got this thing down. We're very confident in our ability to keep everybody safe.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, John, I can't thank you enough for sharing your beautiful property with us. It's very inspiring and it's made my evening. So I can't thank you enough for spending time with us. And I thank everybody else for joining us and spending time with us as well. And feel free to reach out to us if you do have any questions.
Pleasure's been mine. Thank you so much for your time.
All right, take care. Have a good evening, everybody.